When it comes to wiring a solar charge controller, there are two important parameters you need to take into consideration. Number one is voltage and number two is current. We know that the solar charge controller, this is our solar panel, this is our SCC, the solar charge controller, and this is our battery bank. We have the positive and the negative. Now we know that the solar charge controller is connected between the solar panel and the battery bank. All solar charge controllers, they come with specifications, and in the data sheet of your solar charge controller, you will see maximum PV input voltage and maximum PV input current. Now, these two parameters are very important. All solar charge controller, they have their maximum and their minimum PV input requirement. If a solar charge controller has a maximum PV input voltage of 150 volts, and you have, four pieces of solar panels, and the open circuit voltage of these solar panels is 50 volts. If you connect these four pieces of solar panels, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you connect them in series, positive, negative, you connect these solar panels in series, their voltage will be 50 multiplied by 4, which is 200 volts. Now, this connection or this configuration has exceeded the maximum PV input requirement of this solar charge controller of 150 volts. So if you wire these four pieces of solar panels in series with open circuit voltage of 50 volts and you connect to this solar charge controller, you will damage the charge controller. So it is very important as a solar installer to know how to properly configure your solar system, to properly size all the components of the solar power system. The current is also very important. So when you are sizing your solar charge controller, you take into consideration the parameters you're looking at the back of your solar panel is the open circuit voltage, the VOC of your solar panel, and the short circuit current, ISC, of your solar panel. Now, if you connect the solar panels in parallel, voltage you have low, the voltage will stay the same, but the current will increase. So if the solar charge controller's rating is 100 amps or 50 amps, you should know that as you're wiring those solar panels in parallel, you are increasing the current. The current should not exceed the maximum rating of the solar charge controller. If you wire your solar panels in series, the current will stay the same, but the voltage will increase. Now, if the voltage increase, you should know that your voltage should not be more than the maximum PV input voltage requirement of the solar charge controller. Some, their maximum PV input requirement is 190 volts, 195 volts. Some, it is 250 volts. So it depends on the maximum PV input requirement of your solar charge controller. So always stay within the limits, within the maximum and the minimum limits of your solar charge controller, so that you will not damage that charge controller. Now, if you're living in cold temperatures, you should also know that the ratings you see on your solar panels, they are rated based on 25 degrees Celsius. So if there's a decrease in temperature, the voltage will be affected. If there's an increase in temperature, the voltage will also be affected. So you need to know how to properly size this thing so that you will not destroy your solar charge controller. Also, on this side, between the charge controller and the battery bank, the charge controller and the battery bank, the charge controller always has its battery input voltage rating. Is it a 12 volts battery bank? Is it a 24 volts battery bank or 48 volts battery bank? So if your battery bank is 48 volts, there are some charge controllers that are rated for 12 volts and only 24 volts. So if you connect this charge controller to this 48 volts battery bank, it will not work. Why? Because they are rated for 12 volt and 24 volt. Mind you, this 48 volt is already higher than 12 volt and 24 volt. Some modern charge controllers, although some modern charge controllers, they have protection, inbuilt protection, that even if the voltage is more than, that is the battery bank voltage is more than, it will be protected. Some of them have also reverse protection, that's reverse polarity. If you have your charge controller, the PV terminals, you have positive and negative. Maybe by mistake, you connect the positive of your solar panel to the negative of the charge controller, and the negative of the solar panel to the positive of the charge controller. Because of that reverse polarity protection, the charge controller will be protected. So you need to also check when you are buying if those things are there. But if they are not there, you should be very careful. Now, solar charge controllers don't fail randomly. They don't burn randomly. Most times they burn as a result of these two guys: current and voltage. Either the current is higher than its maximum PV input current requirement, or the voltage is higher than its maximum PV input voltage requirement. So as a system designer, always look at your data sheet, the data sheet of your charge controller and the data sheet of your solar panels. This will help you in properly sizing your solar charge controller. It also help you in properly sizing the cables between the solar panel to the charge controller and the charge controller to your battery bank. It is very important. So if you want to learn how to size the various components of a solar power system without mistakes, without being confused, being confident as a solar installer, you can join my online training on solar system design and installation. In the training, you'll learn how to properly size your solar panels, size your hybrid inverter, your charge controller, whether it is MPPT or PWM, how to size your battery bank, your lithium batteries, your cables, the breakers, and other protective devices. So the link is in the comment and description of this video. This is for serious, individuals who are ready to upgrade their skills in 2026. Thank you, and see you in my next video.